Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern numismatic anomalies ever reported, a Sacagawea Native American dollar coin that defies expectations, challenges collectors, and raises a single question. How can something so imperfect become so incredibly rare? Sacagawea Native American $1 coin without date and mint mark in dirty condition. The Sacagawea dollar, first introduced in the year 2000, was created to honor the Shoshone woman Sacagawea, who played a crucial role as a guide and interpreter during the Lewis and Clark expedition in the early 19th century. Designed by sculptor Glenna Goodacker on the obverse, and initially featuring a soaring eagle on the reverse by Thomas D. Rogers, the coin was later transitioned into what we now call the Native American $1 coin series, starting in 2009, where each reverse design changes annually to celebrate Native American contributions to U.S. history. Under normal circumstances, every Sacagawea or Native American dollar coin contains clear identifying features. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of Sacagawea with her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, secured on her back. Around her are inscriptions including Liberty and In God We Trust. Though after 2009, the date, mint mark, and motto, E Pluribus Unum, were moved to the edge of the coin. This edge lettering is crucial. It's not just a design choice, it's a security and identification feature. Every legitimate coin must have it. So what happens when a coin appears without a date, without a mint mark, and possibly even without edge lettering altogether? That's where the mystery begins. Coins missing their edge inscriptions are known as edge lettering errors, and they became particularly notable in the early years of the presidential dollar series, especially in 2007. However, similar errors have occasionally been reported in Sacagawea and Native American dollars as well. These errors occur during the minting process when the coin bypasses the edge lettering machine entirely, leaving it blank. Collectors often refer to these as godless dollars when In God We Trust is missing, but in the case of Sacagawea dollars, the absence of the date and mint mark makes the coin appear almost anonymous. Now add another layer, condition. The coin we're discussing isn't pristine. It's described as dirty, possibly heavily circulated, maybe even stained or discolored. At first glance, this would seem to diminish its value. In traditional numismatics, condition is king. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and higher grades command higher prices. Dirt, wear, scratches, these usually reduce desirability. But error coins rewrite the rules. In the world of mint errors, rarity often outweighs condition. A heavily circulated coin with a dramatic minting flaw can still command significant attention and value. Why? Because the error itself is the story. It's the uniqueness, the deviation from perfection, that draws collectors in. Let's talk about how such a coin could exist. The minting process for these dollar coins involves several stages. First, blank planchets are created from metal strips. These blanks are then fed into presses where dies strike the designs onto both sides of the coin. After striking, the coins move to an edge lettering machine, which imprints the date, mint mark, and mottos onto the edge. If a coin skips this final step, due to a mechanical failure, misalignment, or human oversight, it exits the mint without those critical details. These coins can then enter circulation unnoticed, blending in with millions of others. But sharp-eyed collectors and everyday people sometimes catch them. Now, let's consider mintage. The Sacagawea and Native American dollar coins are produced in relatively low quantities compared to other circulating coins, especially in recent years where demand has decreased. Many are struck primarily for collectors rather than general circulation. This already limits the pool. When you factor in the probability of an error, especially one that escapes quality control, the numbers shrink dramatically. Exact mintage figures for error coins are impossible to determine. The U.S. Mint does not track or release data on errors. However, based on auction records and collector reports, edge lettering omissions are considered scarce, and examples from certain years are rarer than others. Now let's address the dirty condition. A coin described as dirty might have environmental damage, toning, or residue from years of handling. In some cases, what appears to be dirt could actually be natural toning. Chemical changes on the surface that can sometimes enhance value if visually appealing. However, if the dirt obscures key features or results from improper storage, it may lower the grade. But here's the twist. On a coin missing its date and mint mark, the lack of clarity might actually amplify the intrigue. Collectors might be more forgiving of condition because the error itself is so visually striking. Authentication becomes critical. Because of the unusual nature of such coins, professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are often used to verify authenticity. They examine whether the missing edge lettering is a genuine mint error or the result of post-mint tampering. For example, someone could theoretically grind down the edge to remove inscriptions, but this would leave telltale signs under magnification. A genuine mint error will show no evidence of alteration. The edge will appear smooth and consistent, just as it left the mint, only without the expected lettering. Now, let's talk market value. Prices for Sacagawea dollar error coins vary widely depending on the type and severity of the error, as well as collector demand. Edge lettering errors have sold anywhere from $50 to several $100s in circulated condition. In higher grades, or with particularly dramatic errors, values can reach into the thousands. A coin that completely lacks a date and mint mark due to missing edge lettering could reasonably fall into the range of $200 to $1,000 or more, depending on verification and demand. If the coin is authenticated, well-documented, and marketed effectively, it could attract serious interest at auction. Collector interest in these coins is strong, particularly among those who specialize in modern errors. These collectors are always on the lookout for unusual pieces, coins that tell a story, that represent a moment when the minting process didn't go as planned. And that's what makes this coin so compelling. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a mistake that slipped through one of the most controlled manufacturing processes in the world. It's a silent anomaly, circulating unnoticed until someone stops, looks closely, and realizes something is missing. In a world where perfection is expected, imperfection becomes extraordinary. So the next time you come across a seemingly ordinary dollar coin, maybe even one that looks a little dirty, a little worn, take a closer look. Check the edge. Look for the date, the mint mark. Because hidden in plain sight, you might just find a coin that breaks all the rules and holds a story worth far more than its face value.